If you don't know, I am a college student. To be more exact, I am a film major. Then my frequent collaborator Mo Dugga asked me, "You're a film major. Why don't you make film analysis type videos?" I basically told him how I'm not really into that, as that was kind of what I was doing for all my classes, and it kind of sucked all the fun out for me, so I wasn't as passionate for it. But also, I'm not a big film analyzer to even begin with. I like analyzing characters rather than the entire film or project itself in order to understand the deeper layers of the characters and the world the film is building, so I can understand the film more itself. But by doing this, I've opened myself into a lot of opinions of characters from fans of what I'm watching. As a superhero fan, this is the most interesting to me because there are three superheroes on my mind that fan perception is really big on right now. The other two I'll save for later, but as you can see in the thumbnail, the person today I am speaking on is Immortal. His show has been done for quite some time now, depending on when I finish this video, and the fan base is trying to keep itself busy with talking about things, watching things, and during this break we've gotten Are you sure?
I had a pretty interesting day.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you
Guess who's finally getting his powers?
Are you sure? 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 Are they okay? No, I don't think so. But amongst all of this, Immortal has been in the limelight in Fraud Watch. So what do the people say? The main issue I'm seeing personally is mostly that he is taking a lot of L's and is getting to the point where he's seeing as basically fodder in these past few weeks. We first see him fight in episode 1 with the Guardians of the Globe and they win. And that was the highest note that he had ever hit. He's fought Omni-Man twice in our universe, dying both times. 3 if you include that one with the variant from with the Evil Mark variant. He loses to the same people he beat in episode 1, and he dies to a Mark in the Invincible War. And it's not a good look at all. And people were tired of his crap and he pulled the retirement card saying he's given too much, but that's besides my point. My reasons on why I'm talking about Immortal today are reasons I haven't seen anyone talk about before, and they haven't been talked deeply about enough if they have been. So I'm here to do that today, get my opinion out. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, kick your feet up, and listen to... In episode 1, we start off with the Guardians of the Globe defending the president from the Muller twins, and clearly this isn't their first go around with each other as they talk, and it's safe to make the assumption that people know who they are. As the heroes arrive to save the day, the first few lines were delivered. We are to get a pretty good build of what the character dynamics are. So I'm trying to avoid some copyright here because the last video got copyrighted, so it's gonna look weird, it's gonna sound a little fast because I'm not trying to get copyrighted again, not gonna lie. So roll the copyright free clip, hopefully.
Slow your leg. Red Rush, get this guy out of here. Focus on evac. We can deal with these two once the area is clear.
In normal speed, that would be about 8 seconds. It took 8 seconds to get what we need to understand what the deal is here, as long as you are aware of the basic tropes of how the genre go. Immortal is boldly positioned right in the spotlight, the hey dude, look at me point, if you will. The framing here, before a word is even said, is clear that Immortal is the leader. Just look at heroes from across the genre. You have the Avengers, Cap and Iron Man taking the main stage. The Justice League, you're faced with the Holy Trinity before you see anybody else. You even go further down to the other GOTG, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Star-Lord is looking right at you. And I hear you out there. Maybe it's a DC or a Marvel or a traditional superhero thing. And then I raise your wager and say, boom, look at Aang being the first thing to grab your attention. And TMNT as Leo is front and center, right in your face like he's asking for the Wi-Fi password for his 3 brothers. And before you say it, yes, there's examples of the opposite happening. Look at Black Widow taking the lead, but Cap is slightly in front. Gamora took Peter's spot, but this isn't the heat of battle, not really a traditional team shot. But with this team shot, you could argue that Donnie or maybe even Mikey take the role, but this could show the character dynamics in another way. How Leo and Rav butt heads which ways to carry themselves in the team, as Mikey and Donnie are just caught in the middle of it all. You could even point out Cyborg here, but just like the movie, this shot is just a miss. My point being, when you need to establish characters in the roles, you put the main guy in the middle /front/spotlight. Now back to Ladies and gentlemen, that was just a picture. They truly speak 1,000 words. And you know what else speaks louder than that? Real words, followed by real actions. As Immortal says,
Red Rush! Get this guy out of here! Focus on evac! We can deal with these two once the area is clear!
I know I have a really good Immortal impression. Anyway, so the team focuses on evac as he says in his game plan, and they do, and when it's clear, they finally fight just as he says, and his plan works. So why do I bring this up? Well, there was a crucial moment where Immortal's leadership was needed and it was not there. If you watch Invincible, you know there's a much more major fight later in this episode. And if you don't, allow me to introduce you to somebody. You see this guy? This is Nolan, aka Omni-Man. A hero who is pretty similar to Superman. Human looking alien from another planet who is stronger and faster than everyone else besides the local speedster. Key difference though, where Superman crashed and found love, hope, and family and was raised, Omni-Man didn't crash here. He was sent by his people, the Viltrum Empire, to prepare Earth for their arrival so they could take over and make him part of their empire. And unfortunately for us, they don't do slideshows and business cards. They kind of roll with the whole idea of I'm right, and if you say no, I'll just kill you. And for some time, like years, Nolan lived amongst them, making friends, getting married, having Mark, but he stood true to his empire. When Mark finally got his powers, it was time for them to take over the planet for their people. I say all of this because this all leads to the plot twist at the end of the episode where Omni-Man portrays the Guardians of the Globe and attacks them. As he swoops in to head tap Immortal, Red Rush saves him just in the nick of time. And as they're fighting, Red Rush keeps everyone away from Omni-Man as the others frantically try to dish out blows enough to put Nolan down. This is where Immortal's lackluster leadership cost everybody their lives. He froze at the most crucial moment of their lives and didn't say a word in this fight, at least not until their most valuable asset has already been long killed. Red Rush was the only member that is better in any stat than Nolan. No one is as strong, no one is as durable, and no one is as skilled in combat, but Red Rush was definitely faster than him at this time. People blame Red Rush for not keeping that up with the whole defensive maneuvers and switching to offense, but if Immortal would have seen what was working and bossed up and say, hey Red Rush, keep us out of the way, the battle could have gone way better than it did. By him not being vocal, him not stepping up, he let his team scatter for answers, scraping for openings, and as they drop like flies, he says nothing of importance. He just flies around and tries to look for a why instead of a how. How are we going to win? How are we going to stop this dude? How are we going to walk out of here alive? It's just why, and why. But realistically, they were cooked. Even when they did buckle him down and beat him up, he just locked in and slaughtered them anyway. But if there were like 6, 7 of them, and not like 3 when they finally got the upper hand, just maybe they could have done something to at least report what was going on. And now we can go back. Hope you still remember that fight at the White House and listen to what happens when it's going to be more of a freestyle way of fighting when all the evacuation is done.
Evacuation complete. Now we can cut loose and focus on taking these brutes down.
War Woman takes a bit of a lead here, saying they can cut loose and focus on fighting, and there isn't going to be a real game plan compared to moments ago. As they fight, you can see them setting each other up for silently communicated combos. Really bring my point here, I need you to watch these clips for me.
Goes to Wade. He has Arroyo in front. Barnes, and Mozgov throws it down. Nolan pass from LeBron.
Do I show you these clips just to glaze LeBron? Absolutely. But it also paints the picture of team chemistry. 0 words said in between these men, and D-Wade proves it when he said this.
Whether I throw it in the air, whether I bounce it, whatever it is, I've always figured out a way to get him the ball because I heard him trucking. And so I took a quick peek, made sure it was him and not someone else, and I threw it and I gave it what?
These basketball clips and the way they took down the Mahler twins isn't just coaching, it's beyond that. It's team chemistry, connecting to your teammate, your fellow man. You can't teach that. That comes from getting to know who you're working with. But why do I bring this up? Much later in the show, the Immortal-led Guardians of the Globe are faced off against the Mahler twins. Again, they haven't got any power boost or anything like that, but this time they're equipped with a nerve gun. And it's not like some omnipotent being knowledge that we have as the viewer. This is said out loud what they are fighting them with. Look at this.
Who would have guessed the one weakness all Guardians have in common is their nervous system?
Like, I could/would criticize the lack of leadership here, as well with 0 game plan being made, but I can also say for a fact there is no chemistry here. They are all just rushing in and getting their butts kicked separately until they all fall down. This goes to show the relationship between the new team. There was never any chemistry between them, and that starts with the team leader. Yeah, you can't force your teammates to like you, but as co-workers, you should make the effort to understand each other and how they would tackle a situation. And as they go down one by one, Immortal never cares for what's going on with his team until his precious little girlfriend gets beat up, because just like the rest of them, she rushed in without a plan. This can be a lack of leadership like the first section, and a lack of established chemistry with his team. But to be fair, the team was in a shaking state after losing some members. But then again, you should be able to assess the situation and come out with the win, because as you said, they were outnumbered and outclassed, and Lord knows how many times you fought the twins. This is zero reason why they should be saved by a murder-happy 1-year-old bug alien boy. And I do wish I could speak on the Invincible War fully, but we don't see enough to judge them properly. By the time we get a really good look at them, they've already been folded, and Evil Mark was just wrapping up his business there, so we can't really judge the game plan or what Immortal did, but I can assume that their game plan clearly did not work. And by the end of all of that, at the end of the day, Immortal retired at the end of the season. And I'm not one to say when a man can and can't retire, but I wouldn't have done it there personally. But fellas, that's gonna be it today, and yeah, those are all my reasons on why I personally don't really like Immortal as a character. I mean, I enjoy his time on screen, but when I see him, I do scoff a little bit. If you like what you see here, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you fellas next time. Peace.